Elías Ricardo Figueroa Brander is a Chilean former football player. He is generally regarded as his country's best footballer of all time, as well as the greatest defender of all time for many people. Figueroa played for several clubs during his long career, notably his hometown club Santiago Wanderers, Brazilian club Internacional and Uruguayan club Peñarol. He also represented Chile 47 times, appearing in 3 World Cups in 1966, 1974, and 1982. Figueroa was noted for his elegant style of play, his calmness in the center of defense and his ability to cut out opposition attacks and immediately launch counterattacks from the back. He was also praised throughout his career for being a gentleman on and off the pitch. He was twice awarded the player.He, the Brazilian Player of the Year award, whilst playing for Internacional in 1972 and 1976. He was also awarded the South American Footballer of the Year 3 times in a row by Venezuelan newspaper El Mundo in 1974, 1975 and 1976. He was designated Best Player in Uruguay in 1967 and 1968 and Best Player in Chile in 1977 and 1978. He has subsequently been voted into the world's 125 best living soccer players and was also voted 8th best South American and 37th best player in the world of the 20th century by the IFFHS in 1999. In March 2011 he revealed that he was considering entering the FIFA presidential election. Playing style. Don Elias was noted as a player for having a keen ability to neutralize attacks with his great reading of the game. Figueroa also had the ability to start counter-attacks from defense thanks to his vision and good range of passing. There were comparisons with Beckenbauer, but while the German often looked for long, killer balls upfield, Figueroa typically used shorter, incisive passes to spring his teammates forward. Figueroa was also a threat in the final third of the pitch, often marauding forward to lay on goals for other players. Figueroa remembers, "When I played in Brazil, always we did a play in which the wing-back and the winger retained the ball and all marked us until that I entered free by the center to attack." A great technical footballer, Figueroa was also a physical presence, good in the air and strong in one-on-ones. He had a reputation of being a clean and fair player. Only once in his entire career was he shown a red card and was selected as captain for every team he played for. According to journalist Nelson Rodriguez, Figueroa was elegant as an earl dressed in suit and dangerous as a Bengal tiger. Elías Figueroa was the perfect defender. History. He was born on October 25, 1946. He is a 1 in numerology, and began his career at Florida-High Quilpue. In 1963, at age 16, he appeared in the first division of the Chilean Professional Football League, playing for Wanderers of Valparaiso, and then went on loan to Union La Calera, and in 1964, while only 17, he joined the youth team of the Andean nation. The Chilean star played his first World Cup in England in 1966. Designed to excel, the poison hierarchy was gradually becoming one of the toughest positions in football. Central defender, make the eyes of experts from perching on it. This led to his first foreign recruitment in 1967. Thus, after completion of the South American Championship in Montevideo, Uruguay, Peñarol passed with the institution get Zorra Negra Championships 1967, 1968 and 1969, was elected the best player in the Uruguayan Championship in 1967 and 1968. By then he was a trained athlete, however, worried about further develop the skills. which caught the attention of Brazilian executives. In fact, he was hired by the International de Porto Alegre, who was devoted to Brazilian champion in 1975 and 1976. Your team also won 5 champion of Campeonato Gaúcho. In 1974 they won 18 games of 18 games to be champions. Elías Figueroa was the axis of that team, and very remembered was his illuminated goal. He was elected the best Brazilian central defender in the field during the seasons 1973, 1974, 1975 and 1976, and Player of the Year in 1975 and 1976. As if this were not enough, the semi-legendary figure of Figueroa is surpassing borders at the expense of praise, until he was acclaimed as the best player in America in 1974, 1975 and 1976, and competing with players against giants of world football as Falco teammate Rivellino, Jairzinho, Carlos Alberto Torres, Zico, Nelinho, Marinho Chagas, Teófilo Cubalas, Hector Champataz, Mario Kempes, Roberto Perfumo, Daniel Passarella. Even Figueroa ended the reign of Pelé in the most brilliant period of South American football, was restrained in personal branding, and without relying on the violent game, marking opponents with surprising plasticity. It also had great ability to pass without stopping the attack, using his powerful shot and the natural endowment head-to-head, attack and defend. Meantime, in 1974 returned to represent Chile in a World Cup tournament, and while the selection Andean failed to perform well, Figueroa was elected the best central defender of the tournament, shortly after returning to his homeland to wear the colors of the Palestinian, whom ends up being a national champion in 1977 and 1978. Like many figures in world football, in 1981 he went to the United States, where he played in the North American Soccer League for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. In 1982 he again wore the national uniform in the World Cup in Spain in 1982, and that year he transferred to Colo-Colo in Santiago. Finally, after 20 years of distributing international football hierarchy, retired from professional football practice. Later became a television sports commentator for Chilean and Brazilian, standing equally in his new profession. In 1999 he received the honorable mention of being one of the top 11 players from Latin America, and in the same year she was part of a select group of the Great Masters Cup in a ceremony held in Cannes, France. His visit to Brazil was so successful that some local journalists divided his career in the South American nation. Before and after Figueroa, single lineage heads the list of all Chilean players to date. Clubs. Figueroa started and ended his career with Chilean clubs. He spent several years in Uruguay with Peñarol, in Brazil with International, and in the US with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. His most successful period in domestic football came at Peñarol and International, but in total he amassed an impressive 22 titles. National team. He had 47 caps and scored 2 goals with the Chilean national football team. He was the captain of the Chilean national football team on many occasions and captained the Chilean squad through the most successive era to date, when they qualified for 3 World Cups. He played in the 1966 FIFA World Cup in England, the 1974 FIFA World Cup in Germany, and the 1982 FIFA World Cup in Spain. In 1974 Figueroa was elected the best central defender of the tournament and member of the All-Star team of World Cup. He was also captain when they finished third in the South American Championship 1967 and a remarkable second place in the Copa America 1979. On December 2006 he served as coach when Chile played a friendly game against Aragon. potential FIFA presidential run. On March 25, 2011, Figueroa was chosen as Change.He's candidate to clean up FIFA following the scandal-hit 2018 and 2022 World Cup bid race last year. Unless Figueroa is nominated by a national federation, FIFA President Sepp Blatter's only opponent in the elections on June 1 will be Asian football chief Mohammed bin Hamim. Change.He co-director David Larkin said that if FIFA members denied one of their own legendary players the right to stand for president, it will only prove to show that FIFA has become an exclusive and undemocratic club of an elite few who will stop at nothing to prevent their loss of privilege and power. Figueroa told Brazil's leading sports newspaper, Lance, "My idea, which is also theirs, is to change some things in football, make it better. I still cannot give details, but, if the nomination is confirmed, we will reveal." However, on March 31, 2011, Figueroa said in a statement he had decided not to accept because, in such a short period of time, I could not develop a case worthy of the magnitude and importance of such a distinguished individual.